we got a major report around Zach LaVine, which is suggesting that the Chicago Bulls may be forced to keep LaVine for this upcoming season. And then also, I do want to talk about the latest Nikola Vucevic trade rumors, as this saga just never ends on him being dealt away from the Chicago Bulls. What's going on, guys? My name is Patrick Siepman, and welcome into the Bulls Report. Now, before we dive into the quote coming in from actually Mark Stein about Zach LaVine, I was looking at the analytics here at Chat Sports, and I was looking at the most subs gained in the month of July. And we actually just need 6 more of you to hit that subscribe button and help us be our Heat Report channel here at Chat Sports. So, hey, if you guys could hit that subscribe button. My most hated team growing up, watching Chicago Bulls play was the Miami Heat. A lot of that had to do with LeBron James and that big three. So if you guys are wanting to help out me beat the Heat Report here, hit that subscribe button. But let's talk some hoops now. Let's talk about what Mark Stein had to say about the Bulls possibly being stuck with Zach LaVine. He said league sources say that the Bulls are thus resigned to the fact that they will likely be forced to start this new season with LaVine on the roster, trying to help him rebuild some trade value. And, I'll say this, guys, this was about the 73rd time this has been reported this offseason. The amount of times I've gotten a report from NBA Central, Shams, Woj, any NBA insider saying that the Bulls, one, are going to be stuck with LaVine, or that there is no trade market for Zach this offseason. We have heard that reported about 73 times already. Now we'll make this point. I think the Lakers are going to call about Zach LaVine. I cannot shake this idea that the Lakers are going to want to take advantage of LeBron and Anthony Davis still playing at a top 10 level this offseason and go trade for a third scorer and a third star in the likes of Zach LaVine. And those two have been dominating the Olympics. I mean, LeBron in their first game versus Serbia had 21, 9, and 7. There is an argument to make that these two are the two best players on the entire team. So I am sure the Lakers are looking at it saying, are we going to want to waste the last, year or two of LeBron playing at that level? And Anthony Davis, we know him with his injury history and just him now being 31 years old. They could be looking at LaVine as the third option and the third star next to these two. And if you think about LaVine's red flags, it's the defense and it's the leadership. Well, you got one of the best defensive players in the league in Anthony Davis, and you got one of the best leaders in all of sports in LeBron James. Plus, you have the Rich Paul, Clutch Sports, Lakers connection there. So if I had to predict where LaVine plays next season, I got to go with the Lake Show. But there was this trade idea floated out there by Bleacher Report, and it's a doozy. It would be the Warriors receiving Zach LaVine, Javon Carter, a 2026 first-round pick, top 3 protected from the Chicago Bulls, and the Bulls will be receiving Wiggins, Moses Moody, who I'm a big fan of, Gary Payton, and Kevon Looney. Now, seeing this trade, my first thought was the Bulls can't give up any future draft cap. In a trade for Zach LaVine, you do whatever it takes. Do not give up any of your own first-round picks, because of this rebuild and this youth movement it's starting, those first-round picks will be so valuable, not only to building the rest of this team out for the future, but also, what if you're trying to swing a big trade? Keeping those picks is going to be key to the Bulls getting back on top. Now, my take on this is, let's just say the Bulls aren't able to get a trade done with the Clippers, Lakers, whoever it may be, for Zach LaVine. If you can't trade LaVine without giving up a first-round pick, you keep him and you play him limited minutes off the bench. I am not starting LaVine this year. I want those starting lineup to be Giddey, Kobe White, Buzelis, and Patrick Williams at the wing, and then either Vooch or Jalen Smith at the center spot, whoever ends up, or, it depends on if Vooch, ends up being dealt. But I don't trade him no matter what. If you are giving up a first-round pick, you can keep him, play him limited, 20 minutes off the bench. Maybe you can up his trade value like that, but I just don't think the starting lineup and the development of guys like Buzelis and Patrick Williams will, reach their max if LaVine is still on the team. But what are some other destinations for, the likes of LaVine? Well, I've thrown out there the idea of the Spurs. Similar reasons why I think the Lakers would make a lot of sense. His contract is a brutal one, but the Spurs, Wemby's still on the rookie deal. They have money to spend, plus the defense. Wemby's going to win Defensive Player of the Year for the next 10 years in the NBA. And then plus the leadership part of it, well, you have Spurs culture. You have Greg Popovich still there, so I think he'll be able to install, some sort of culture there in San Antonio, even if LaVine is there. But also the Clippers, want to keep your eyes out on them. as they may be looking for a third star. And then my dark horse is the Atlanta Hawks, as, I think LaVine would actually be a great fit next to Trae Young. He's actually a great off-ball player, in comparison to DeJounte Murray, where I think he, thrives with the ball in his hands. On the opposite side of the spectrum, I think LaVine thrives playing off-ball as a spot-up and catch-and-shoot guy. So these are three other dark horses I could see trading for LaVine, but if I had to predict it, I would probably say the Los Angeles Lakers. But you guys let me know, where will Zach LaVine play this next season? If it's the Bulls, type the Bulls down below in the comment section. But hey, maybe you think it's somebody else, type that team name down below. Now, coming up next, I do want to discuss the latest around Nikola Vucevic, as, some trade suitors are coming out of the weeds here over the past couple of days. We'll tell you guys that about here in a second. But first off, I can give a massive, massive, massive shout out to today's sponsor, Game Time. If you guys are looking to buy a ticket to any event in the near future, Game Time is the best way to do it. If you guys download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code CHATSPORTS, we'll hook you guys up with $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, $20 off your first purchase if you guys use promo code CHATSPORTS. Now, if you guys are looking to go to a Chicago Cubs or Chicago White Sox game this summer, well, you are in luck, because Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. And prices on the Game Time app actually go down. They don't go up when the event gets closer to first pitch. So with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying tickets. Now, my favorite part is you guys can view the seat before you actually purchase it to whatever event it may be. You guys can, look at your viewing experience and how it will shake out. You guys see it on your screen right now, far right side and in the middle. It literally shows where you'll be, looking at in the stadium or concert venue, whatever it may be, before you buy the ticket. So take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets or any tickets this summer with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Now, Nikola Vucevic's contract shakes out like this over the next couple of years. He's on the books for $20 million this upcoming season. Then in 2025-26, he's on the books for $21.4. So that's key to understand when you're talking about trading Vooch. But I definitely think Vooch would have a bigger trade market as it stands right now in comparison to a guy like Zach LaVine, because Vooch is a guy that can roll out of bed and average 18 and 10. Hence, that's what he's done over the past 3 years. And also, he has been healthy. The best availability, or the best ability, is availability, and Vooch is the definition of that, not playing in less than 70 games over the last 4 seasons. We know my gripes with Vooch. I don't think he is a plus defender. I think he takes way too many threes, and him shooting 29.5% from downtown this season with damn near taking 4 a game was just criminal by him. But I definitely think a team could be calling. And the number one Vooch destination I have right now, what about the New Orleans Pelicans? As their center rotation, as it stands at this moment, is Daniel Tice and rookie Yves Missi. They are not going to be comfortable rolling out those fives during the year. So I could see them, maybe it's a 3-team trade where Ingram goes somewhere else, Vooch goes to New Orleans, and the Bulls could somehow get a future draft pick or a young player. I would like that. But also keep your eyes out on the New York Knicks. Now, I don't think the Knicks, in terms of defensively, are a great fit, since Tibbs asks his bigs to run a lot of drop coverage, and, Vooch just gets cooked in that department. But offensively, it actually makes a lot of sense. They had a ton of success with Isaiah Hartenstein running at that elbow area. He can hit the backdoor pass. He can hit the push shot. And Vooch can do that same thing for New York. So offensively, it makes a lot of sense. But defensively, not so much. But, hey, maybe New York wants to run a center tandem of Vooch and Mitchell Robinson. Now, what about the Golden State Warriors? Now, this could be a trade where, they miss out on, let's just say, Lauri Markkanen and LaVine somehow, and they just want to add more talent around Steph Curry. I could see them swinging Vooch at the 5. They can run that 5-out offense. They can have that constant motion, and Vooch kind of playing a more glorified Draymond Green role at the elbow spot or at the top of the key. And also, one thing about Vooch that I will give him credit for, he is great at attacking weak man coverages. So let's just say Curry's coming off a pick and roll. He gets blitzed, and it's a drop-off pass to Vooch, and he's playing 4-on-3 heading down. He has actually been great at that. I really saw him take that next step, this past season. Now, I do want to throw out the Memphis Grizzlies as a dark horse. As I don't think they're going to be in the center market after they drafted Zach Edey, but maybe they think he's not ready to play, and maybe they could offer the likes of a Brandon Clark for Vooch, and they run that 5 out of Vooch and Jaren Jackson at that 4-5. I think they actually would complement each other very well, and then you could also get a super big lineup of maybe Vooch and Zach Edey on the floor at the same time. But those are the 4 teams that I really thought could be interested in Vooch. But, the biggest reason why I do want to trade Vooch is I want to see this man right here, Jalen Smith, play more this upcoming season. He only played in 17 minutes a game for Indiana last year, and he put up some great numbers, almost averaging 10, 6, and 2 this past season. If you just up his minutes per game, the production for Jalen Smith will go up. So, that's the biggest reason why I want to move off Vooch, not only because of his, contract and his age. But, hey, you guys let me know. Prediction time here. Where will Nikola Vucevic play next season? If I had to call it right now, I'd probably say he's on the Bulls. But, if it's another team, I think it's going to be the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, you guys can also give me a follow on Twitter. That's the handle right there, @PatSieps. If you guys do so, I'll give you guys a follow back. But thank you guys so much for watching today's show. See you guys next time. As always, go Bulls.